Hello, my name is Ruth Bitsui, and this is the second video that I'm making for my website, Traumatic Brain Injury, A Caregiver's Journey. The first video went into why I was making the video, why I had written a book, and who I was. So this time I'll just briefly introduce myself and talk about a subject that is a phenomenon this time of year, holiday blues. I'm originally from Chinle, Arizona, which is in the heart of the Navajo Nation. My mother, Sylvia Gorman Grant, was a Bitterwater clan. My father, Leon Mahayo Grant, was of the Umaha Indian Nation, and he was a Deer clan. I have one son, Jeremiah Bitsui, a daughter-in-law, Alexandra Radke Bitsui, and two precious Nollies, Olivia and Vivian. I was married to Edison Bitsui from Forest Lake, who was a Salt Clan member. In 2016, Edison went roping and had a very debilitating accident that left him with a traumatic brain injury, or TBI. And this book is my grief journal, if you would, about that experience. In 2016, he was at Craig Hospital for almost 6 months, and we were there during the holidays. And if you can imagine the sadness of that first year, of feeling sad and lonely and anxious and guilty. Whenever I'd hear music, it would remind me of what we used to do. We used to go to the National Finals Rodeo, go shopping at Cowboy Christmas. Edison's birthday is in December, so we always had a nice birthday party for him. We hosted an annual Pasoli dinner, and there were a lot of things going on with our church. So it was a highlight of the year for sure. Since he had his accident, the holiday blues were always triggered by the Christmas songs, by decorations. It had the reverse effect. Instead of feeling holly and jolly, I felt like I was stabbed in the heart. Sometimes I would listen to music that were actually triggers. Waylon Jennings was a trigger. Willie Nelson. They would make me think about actually what I didn't have anymore, and kind of what I was mourning. And I lost my appetite. Sleeping was not restful, so sleeplessness was a problem. And in coming back and trying to regain my life and regain who I was, I went through counseling. I saw a doctor of psychology who helped me through the grief, Dr. Shankamola, and found out that 63% of us go through the holiday blues, and that there's things that we can do in anticipating this time of year by practicing more self-care. You know, I was very, very blessed to have a network or people who loved me that would write messages on the texts, or sending church. Our church members would send cards, or other people that knew what was going on with us, they would send cards, and even phone calls. My aunts and uncles would call, cousins, nephews, nieces. That was a lifeline. It meant so much to be in contact with a support group. Beyond that, some things that we could do are self-care. Reading a book, listening to music, not music that would trigger you like I did, but something else that maybe you hadn't heard before. Taking a bubble bath. You know, these misters that put a scent in the air. Those are really nice. I happened to try a bunch of them, and I liked, as it turned out, vanilla. But my doctor, the grief counselor, told me to try some of those, and I did, and I ended up liking it. It made me feel more positive. The thing is, you cannot stuff your emotions. It doesn't work, and it's not healthy. It can develop into some bad habits too. So you got to feel your feelings and give yourself some grace. Know that you're not going to be sad forever. I really thought I would be sad forever. My husband passed away in 2021. And another real hard holiday season was in 2021, 2022. This year, I've coming out of it. And one of the things that I find has really been helpful is to accept that I'm not going to be able to go back. I'm not going to be able to have perfection as I used to know it. And that the way forward is through it, embracing a new way of life, embracing my new life, and letting life shape me. It can happen with prayer, with meditation, and with support. I want to thank my family and my friends for supporting me in going through this storm. It hasn't been easy, but I do feel like I'm making gains. Ashehe yat keshmish.